strings. Very important concept. So now strings is nothing but it is a collection of or group of characters. Group of characters we call it as a string. So strings can be created by using character array, and there is a second way of creating strings, that is called by using string class. Okay, I cannot define string as a character array in Java because there is another way of creating strings. If it is your C and C++ language, we say string is a character array. So, but here I cannot say it is a character array because I have another mechanism of representing, that is called string class. See, character array you already know what we do. Char some ch is equal to new char of, I write some 5. So my ch character array can store a collection of 5 characters which becomes the string. So but in Java we preferably go with string class instead of character array. We don't use character array but we use string class. Why? Because string class is containing predefined methods by using which you can perform different operations on strings. So what are the methods? We'll see. There are different methods in string class. Another important point about string class is immutable. String class is immutable. Immutable means you cannot change. It cannot be changed. You cannot modify it. It cannot be modified. So now first method is length. Okay, so don't get confused with the length variable that you have with arrays. Arrays having a variable called length. Dot length, if you give that will find out the length of the array. This can be used only with strings. That can be used only with arrays. This will find the length of the string. Length of the string. See, for example, if I say string S1, string should be given in double quotes. Java, if I say system.out.println S1.length, these are instance methods, so you should call with object. S1 is the object, S1.length. So what is the length of the string? Java 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll get the output as 4. Is that right? Similarly, S1 dot 2 lowercase. S1 dot 2 lowercase. Okay. So remember, so the first letters are capital, L and C are capital. So what does it do? It converts S1 to lowercase letters. All the characters in the string S1 will be converted into lowercase letters. Similarly, S1 dot 2 uppercase. S1 dot 2 uppercase. What it will do? It will convert S1 to uppercase letters. It will convert S1 to uppercase letters. Similarly, you have, suppose you want to get a character at a position, S1 dot caret of index. What it will do is it returns a character at the specified index in string S1. So that is, for example, if I say string S1 is equal to Java and I say system.out.println S1 dot caret of 1. See, always here also the string starts with 0th location, 0th location, 1 location, 2nd location, 3rd location. So what is the character at first location? The output is A. Is that right? So caret is a method which returns the character at the particular position in the string. Is that right? The next method is it returns a string. It is called substring method. All the letters are small. Substring. So what it will do is it returns a substring. It returns a substring from specified index to end of the string. From the specified index to the end of the string. So whatever you specify from that position to the end of the string, it will find the substring and it will return. Is that right? See, for example, if I say yes string S1 is equal to Java program. Is that right? So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So now I say string S2 is equal to S1 dot substring of I say 5. From the fifth location I'll get, if I print system.out.println from fifth location, what is that? Program. I get the output as program. So substring is a method which is going to find the substring, which is going to generate the substring from the specified position to the end of the string. Is that right? Okay, the next method is split. So it is going to split the string and it will return an array. Okay. So you need to specify the delimiter. Delimiter is nothing but based on which you want to split. Everything is small, it returns an array. So it splits the string into words or tokens. It splits the string into words or tokens and returns an array of strings. See, for example, I have string S1 is equal to Java program. I write string S2, it is an array, is equal to S1 dot split of, based on which I want to split, I specify is the delimiter. Delimiter is based on which you want to split, based on space I want to split, or some other character. If I give A, B, C, X, Y, Z, based on that it will split. So now the splitted characters will be stored in S2 array. 0th location, the first word is Java, second word is program, it is stored in the second location like this. How many words are there, based on that it is going to store in this array. We are not specifying, we are directly initializing, we are not specifying the size, we are initializing. It is similar to initialization. Automatically how many words are there, that many memory locations will be used for S2 array. So this is the one of the function in string class, which by using which you can split the string into different words or tokens. Class is mutable class, whereas your string class is immutable. The changes that you made on the string class will not be reflected permanently. At that point you can see those changes, after that you cannot see the change. But string buffer class is mutable class. Whatever changes you do, you can that is reflected in the subsequent steps also. So now the same methods are there, and other than that there are some other methods. One is called set character of. You can specify the character and position. See, the same methods which you had for string class, that will work here. The same methods which you used for string class will work here. Other than that, there are some methods which are specific for string buffer class. Since the class is mutable, that is, whatever changes you do, it is reflected. So what you can do is you can change the character at a particular position. You can change the character. So that is why you have the method set caret. Similarly, you have the method set length. So you can specify some length. So now suppose if you are specifying n value which is less than your length, that is, suppose S1 dot length, actual length of the string is S1 dot length. If you are giving a value which is less than that, it is going to lose the data. Is going to lose the strings, and the string left few characters will be lost. So if you are giving a value which is greater than S1 dot length, what is going to happen is it will append some empty characters. It will append empty characters. So set length method, which is going to change the length of the string. See, whenever we create this constructor, it provides a flexibility to increase the size of the string. Similarly, it provides flexibility to modify the content of the string also. But string class is not like that. String class, whenever you initialize to something, it is fixed. You cannot modify the size. You cannot modify the content. Whatever operations you are doing, that is reflected in that statement only. It is not changed permanently because it is fixed. But string buffer class is a immutable class, flexible class. It comes with a flexible size. Whatever string you are giving, it allocates more extra memory space so that you can accommodate extra characters. For example, here you have the method called append of s2. Suppose s1 dot append of s2. It appends string s2 at the end of s1. The same example we saw in string class. So there, whatever you are doing, it is not reflected. See here, string buffer s1 is equal to new string buffer of Java. Similar way, s2 is equal to new string buffer of I give program. So system.out.println, if I say s1 dot append of s2, again I'll use system.out.println s1. Okay, so previous case you used concat here, string class. What is the method that we had for appending is concat. So whenever you did the concatenation operation, here you got the appended string Java program, but here you got only Java. But here you will get, so in this line also it is Java program. Here also you'll get Java program. The string s1 itself is modified. as Java programming. Programming will be added at the end of Java. Is that right? So that is how your string buffer is going to work. It is flexible. It is mutable. Is that right? So any other method that we have seen now? One more method we'll see. Insert x comma n. So it will insert. So you can use a string or you can use a character string also. It will insert a string s2 at position n in s1. s1 dot insert you are giving. So it will insert this s2 string in the position n in s1. So and you will get the total string. So that is how your string buffer is going to work. So you can use either string class or string buffer class. It is your wish. String buffer class, if you are using it, it is flexible. Whatever changes you are doing, the changes are updated permanently. So all the methods that you have in the string class, you can use with string buffer class. In addition to that, you can use these methods which we have discussed.